Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called What a Real Estate Collapse Will Look Like. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on that notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. Now, let's get started. Many people are worried about the real estate market collapsing. They're asking us, what will it look like and what should people expect? That's a very complicated question, but we'll try and answer it for you. When the real estate bubble burst in 2008 and home prices collapsed, it was preceded by 12 to 24 months of so-called experts arguing about what, if or when the market would collapse. It's always the experts who are the most clueless. The first thing we saw after the collapse was that anyone who claimed the market wasn't going to collapse revealed themselves to be completely incompetent, uninformed, and clueless. What's funny about that is that immediately after the crash, they were all talking about how they all knew the crash was coming. When the market collapses this time, we're going to see an awful lot of fake news put out by the news industry and the real estate industry claiming that it's not as bad as people think. The steepest price drops will occur in cities and states with bad economies, little or no law enforcement, and continuing tax increases. The smallest price drops will occur in cities and states with great job markets, great law enforcement, and no more stupid tax increases. Mega mansions and enormous homes will take a massive hit as many of their properties will see their prices drop by 50 to 85%. Everybody wants a mansion, but no one can afford to keep their mansion after they lose their job, or their company goes broke, or they get hit by the inevitable divorce that follows number one and number two. In 2008, I saw beautiful waterfront homes in the Midwest selling for 20 cents on the dollar. I'm concerned this time it's going to be much worse. Why is that? Because so many companies and jobs have disappeared because of the extended lockdown, and they haven't come back, and they're not going to come back. We've also lost a tremendous number of blue-collar and service jobs, which have usually been there in the past as the jobs of last resort for people. That option is going away. As we move towards electric cars, many people feel that millions of automotive manufacturing jobs and sales jobs will now disappear forever. Another accelerant added to the fire of the collapsing real estate market is the fact that crime is now much worse than ever before, and it's going to continue getting worse. That means you'll find a lot of great deals on real estate in what were once safe neighborhoods, but are now or have now become very high crime rate neighborhoods. So buyers will have to do, really careful due diligence to make sure, the neighborhood that looks nice isn't really a war zone at night. If you've never lived in the ghetto or a high crime area, then let me warn you now. It's not at all like it is on television. It's much worse. A lot of people who used to live well will be forced to live in the ghetto and high crime areas, and their children will be forced to go to ultra violent schools, and these people will be in for the shock of a lifetime. Another problem is that when the collapse begins and the real estate bubble pops, a lot of real estate agents will continue to downplay it and pretend it's not as bad as you think. Some agents will say that out of their desperation to sell more homes, and some will say it's simply because they're lying. So, what's the best way to buy a home in the collapsing market? Well, that depends on the nature and severity of the collapse and on geography. Nobody wants to catch a falling knife, so a lot of people will sit on the sidelines and wait for the prices to hit bottom. But when does it hit bottom? Everybody thinks they can guess, but not everybody can. Is there a good way to predict when and where the bottom will be for prices? No. Don't listen to the idiotic algorithmic forecasts, because they're often created by AI programs which are you saw what algorithmic programming did to Zillow recently, right? Well, there are a lot of Zillows out there who have put their faith in AI programs, and boy, will there be a day of reckoning for that. If you have a property in mind, go online or talk to several realtors to see what it was priced at 3 to 5 years before the collapse. Also, try and figure out what the current buyer paid for it when they purchased it years ago. Analyze those numbers and then determine what makes sense for you and your budget as far as a purchase option. Don't get greedy and don't wait for the market to try to hit rock bottom, because that's going to be very difficult to predict. There's one more thing you should keep in mind. In past market collapses, people were always confident that with the passage of time, the home prices would start climbing again. That may or may not happen after the next collapse. Why is that? Because this time the collapse may have been deliberately engineered to bring the prices of homes down permanently. And if that's true, then you need to factor that possibility into your calculations when you decide if you're going to make an offer and what the dollar amount of that offer will be. You can't necessarily count on your home going back up in price 5 years after the next collapse. Thank you for watching. I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews, so make sure to click on that notification bell so you're notified every time we post a new episode. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.